Well, today in My Cuisine, we're focusing on a way any cook can make their time in the kitchen easier, faster, and more fun. That's right. Why not make kitchen work a joy instead of a chore? Well, here today to share his cutting-edge expertise is Executive Chef Michael Garaghty from Wusthof Trident of America. Michael, morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you. And
I guess it is true that having the right knife does make all the difference, doesn't it?
It really does. And just working in the kitchen is just like any other job or task that you have. If you have the right tool for the job and you know how to use that tool, it'll make your job easier, faster, and you'll end up with better results.
All right, so can I be honest with you for a second?
Sure.
I'm the mom who will grab whatever knife I see
You're not the
and
only
just
one.
Start cutting everything up because I want to get dinner on the table. But I know that you were saying that all knives are not created equally. They've got different edges, they've got different handles, right?
Yes, yep.
So walk me through the basics.
The first knife I'd like to demonstrate is actually the workhorse of the kitchen, and that is an 8-inch cook's knife.
That's the big daddy.
It is. And so many people are nervous about using this knife just because they don't really know how to hold it. A lot of people will grab this knife and they hold it like a hammer. Well, this knife is not a hammer.
Right.
The correct way to hold this knife is with a pinch grip. What you want to do is take your thumb and put it right here ahead of the bolster, and then take your index finger and actually pinch the knife.
Really?
And then what we do is we put our fingers down around the handle like this. Now when you have the knife like this, you can hold it very securely and it actually becomes an extension of your hand. Now you use the knife, you use the sharpness of the knife, the heft of the knife, and the rock of the knife to do the work. So if you're doing like carrots or any other kind of vegetables, just use the weight of the knife and rock it right on whatever it is you're cutting.
And I know that there are some smaller knives and things like that that we can use for other applications as well.
Yes, I also brought a 3.5-inch paring knife. Now this is the knife that a lot of people probably think is their go-to knife. I've seen people take knives like this and attack great big pineapples.
Oh, I feel so bad because that's me.
Yep. You end up getting hurt when you're not using the right knife.
Yeah, you got to be real careful. Yeah. Okay.
Now with this knife, we also use a pinch grip, and when we use this knife, we use for close hand tasks. Like if you want to top strawberries, you just take the top off, and you use it right in your hand like this. Or if you want, you can take and core a tomato and things like that.
Yeah.
And actually, like this little tomato rose I used to peel the tomato.
Right.
And made that. And the next knife I want to show you has a serrated blade.
That's the bread knife.
This is the bread knife.
Okay, here you go.
And this kind of knife is good with anything with a hard outer layer and a soft inner layer. And you can see we use a sawing motion. The knife looks like a saw, so we use it like a saw.
Okay.
So you just saw right through.
I saw you slanted it there a little bit when you did that, huh?
Oh,
just like a little.
I like to cut on the bias, it's called, so it looks a little more pretty than just the straight edge.
Ooh, I have not been doing it right. I have not been doing it right. But this is making it much more quick. It's doing it quicker. It's making it faster.
It makes it faster. And if you use the pinch grip and the techniques I just showed you, it'll go much faster in the kitchen. I've actually taught my wife some of these things, and I don't have to cook as much at home anymore.
Isn't that nice?
It's
I'm
very
sure
nice.
You like that. Well, for me, when I see knives in the store and they're expensive, I'm kind of like, is it really worth it? We ended up buying a set of expensive knives, and I have to tell you, it is worth it. It does. It makes a tremendous difference. But I don't think a lot of people realize that.
No, they don't. They don't realize it. They just think a knife is a knife.
Right.
Well, that's not true. The expensive knives or the nicer knives cost a little bit more up front, but you got to think about it. It's something you use every day.
Right.
They last a lifetime, and all Wusthof knives are guaranteed for a lifetime.
Nice. How long has Wusthof been around?
The factory's been in operation since 1814 in Solingen, Germany, and Solingen is world famous for the quality of knives they produce. And we're coming up on our 200-year anniversary, and Wusthof actually has been owned by the same family for 7 generations, the Wusthof family.
That is wonderful. So it is an investment that should be properly cared for. It's an investment that you really have to take care of if you're going to spend that kind of money, right?
Correct. And to properly care for the knife is a lot of people, they'll go out and they'll buy the knives, but they don't properly maintain them. What I'm going to show you today is an easy way to sharpen the knife. This is our 2-stage sharpener, and the sharpening angles in here conform right to our factory. So when you sharpen a knife on this, it comes out exactly as it did from the factory. Now it's important with Wusthof knives to go ahead and use a Wusthof sharpener. There's a coarse side and a fine side, so all you need to do is run it 3 times through the coarse side. You don't need to push hard or anything. And the same thing on the fine side, 3 or 4 times through, and you're done.
Now, how often do you sharpen your knives?
You can hone them every time, but sharpening you probably only have to do once or twice a year.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay, and honing means just kind of running it through there.
It's keeping a sharp knife sharp.
Okay, and you can do that maybe after every time you use it or every other time you use it?
Usually every time you use it. I like to do it every time, yeah.
Ooh, you are good. I am not that good. I'm going to try, though. Now that you've been here, I'm going to try, Michael. Well, really good information. Thank you so much for coming by and sharing it with us on the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
And
I enjoyed
my
myself.
bread. I was going to grab a piece, but I'll do that later. All right. Well, to see the line of knives Michael prefers and to learn more about culinary knives yourself, just check out Wusthof.com.